How's it going, folks? Time to harvest a couple of root pouches I planted out some purple sapphire potatoes in a couple of months back, and once more, due to lack of attention, they also come to blight. So I'm decided that I'll empty the bags out and have a look and see what sort of a yield we got. I think it is pretty much all just this variety. Didn't really like the conditions down there in the hoop house. I've got some volunteer purple Congo potatoes that are still thriving down there and look like they're producing really well. No sign of blight on those guys whatsoever that I can see. So anyway, I said I'd do a bit of a harvest clip, so we'll tip out these root pouches hopefully before it starts raining again, and yeah, we'll see if I got any yield whatsoever. So we'll start off with this first pouch here, and I'm not really holding out much hope for anything, to tell you the truth. Just a couple of small ones. They don't look like they got potato scab on them, so I don't think that's an issue. Oh, there we go. A couple of slightly larger ones. I'll tip this all out and go through it. A load of compost worms in here. I think this is the skin of the old potato. I just squashed it and there's a whole heap of worms inside it. A couple more small ones, and quite a few little small ones actually. Looks like I am going to need a basket. I'm actually rather impressed. Did a lot better than I thought. So there we go. Not bad at all. And look, just found a worm cocoon, so they're definitely happy in here. So that's pouch number one. Not a bad harvest actually, a lot more than what I was expecting. So I know a lot of other people would be disappointed with that, but I'm pretty chuffed. Just going to have to change the camera battery by the look of it, and then we'll get into pouch number 2 and 3. So here we go with pouch number 2. Now this one here has an asparagus seedling in it. It probably came in through the compost. So I'm just going to pull this little guy out and pop him in a pot somewhere. So empty pouch number 2 now. I see a couple already. Actually, we might put them into another container. We'll start off a fresh tray with these guys. So again, loads of compost worms in here. So that looks like the skin of one of the seed potatoes. So that pretty much what looks like it for this pouch. Not many small ones. Lump of clay. So there you go. There's pouch number 2, and I'll put them in a different container, and then we'll get to the last pouch. And last but not least, pouch number 3. So I'll just take all this mulch off the top, find a new tray to put the spuds in. So here we go, on the search through the final pouch. And I just found a mango seed. So the soil for these pouches was made with homemade compost mix that I pretty much all based on Chinese elm, hay and horse manure, lucerne hay or alfalfa hay that is, and also I think it was about a 50-50 mix with potting soil, just a fairly good quality one. I think that might be pretty much all close to it for the 3 pouches. But I mean, again, the worms, these compost worms are just all the way through this mix again. So I'm really stoked with that. A little tiny one. So there you go, folks. This is a bit of a look at the spuds we got. 3 pouches, I think there was 6 seed potatoes all up. So while it's by no means a Dan or a Brendan harvest, I'm pretty chuffed with that. If you've seen any of our earlier clips, you'd know that I don't have the best of luck growing these guys. There's a couple in here with a bit of crazing on them. I'd definitely say that's some scab. A few people suggested that it might be the horse manure and the compost we make here that may be causing it. I'm not too sure. But one thing is for certain, we're not going to be growing many potatoes from now on. Whatever we grow, we'll just have to come up as volunteers. We've got a whole heap of the purple Congos, as I may have mentioned before, popping up. So we'll rely on those guys. We're sort of turning our interest to things like taro and Queensland arrowroot, and of course the sweet potatoes. All of them grow a lot better in our subtropical climate than the humble spud. I know other guys local have alright results with their spuds, but I'm thinking, you know, I'll just stick to the simple crops. So yeah, what I might do is just give these guys a weigh up. I'll just move this, bring the little weighing station over, just using an ice cream container. I've already tared it off to 0, so see what we've got. I'm saying probably just over a kilo. Just over a kilo I'd be happy. It does make for very expensive spuds though when you're buying seed potatoes, that's for sure. Yep, over the kilo, coming up to a half. So there we go, 1.64 kilos. Definitely, like I said, no Dan or Brendan, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So I've just brought you in a little bit closer. Just cut one of these guys open, just to give you a bit of a look at the inside. The ones we planted out were a full deep purple on the inside, so there's definitely some sort of a nutritional deficiency here. Might even just be a pH one, so I don't have a pH test kit for soil at the moment, so I can't really test it. But anyway, I'm sure they'll do fine in a potato salad. So we'll just run down and I'll show you the purple Congo potatoes. They're the next victims. They'll probably get pulled in about 4 or 5 days time, I'd say. So down the back of the garden, between the pond and the aquaponics, we have a barrel that had some volunteer purple Congo potatoes sprout in. So these are pretty much all going to be the next ones we harvest. They do have a bit of a mite issue at the moment. We've got some mites on the leaves, so probably in the next 3 or 4 days I'll come down, harvest these guys. I'm not expecting a bumper crop. They've been in for a couple of months, but we'll get probably a meal's worth. One of the other pests here at the moment is the 28 spot ladybug. Just pull this leaf off here. These guys here aren't a pest all over the world, but they definitely are here in our part of Australia. They are a ladybug or a lady beetle, and as you can see, it's been eating the green or the chlorophyll from the leaf. They pretty much will decimate plants like pumpkins. This is the first time I've seen them on a potato actually in a long while, but generally our cucumbers, pumpkins, zucchinis and that sort of thing. So this little lady here, or guy, is going to be dispatched off camera. So there you go, this will be the next barrel of spuds to come out. So these guys here, they won't get a clip to themselves, I won't bore you with that. I'll just tack them onto a walk around clip and maybe do a blog post or maybe something on Facebook when they come out, just to show you what sort of a yield we got. So there you go folks, there's a bit of a look at the yield we got from the Sapphire purple potatoes. Yeah, definitely no bumper crop, but I'm pretty happy with what I've got out of those pouches. I know I'd say we don't have a lot of luck when it comes to growing these potatoes. What I mean by that is not really luck at all, it's the soil nutrition just isn't there. I thought I had it this time with the homemade compost, but it could have been the pH, it might have been out. I do remember reading on a potato group on Facebook that the pH can affect that. But I just don't have a trustworthy soil pH test kit at the moment. I've got those little probes that you stick in the ground, but they're really not much chop to tell you the truth. You need a proper chemical test. So for the time being, I'm just going to let the potatoes be. We've got the Queensland arrowroot, there's some just behind me here. There's a big stand down the back as well. They're going to be used as a bit of a potato substitute. Haven't had them mashed yet, only had them roasted and in stews, and they turned out alright. We're also growing taro as well. If you haven't seen our other clips, I posted a bit of a clip on planting out some taro in a wicking barrel and also the aquaponics. They're doing phenomenally well at the moment. The stand out the back is pretty much all, out the front, sorry, is pretty much all the slowest off the mark, but the plants in this wicking barrel system behind me here, they're absolutely flogging it along at the moment. So hopefully, even though we haven't tasted the taro, it will be a bit of a potato substitute for us. I just figured they grow a lot better in the subtropical climate we have, a lot less maintenance is needed, and yeah, I figure we might as well have a crack at them. If we don't like them, I'll go back to flogging a dead horse and trying more spuds. If you've got any comments, questions or suggestions, as always, feel free to leave them in the comments section below and I'll get back to you where I can. If this is the first time you've seen one of our clips and you're impressed by that fantastic harvest, or you just want to see what's going on with the aquaponics or chickens or compost worms, feel free to subscribe. You'll get an email letting you know when we've posted a clip, and you can come along and see what's happening in the small little backyard farm. Other than that, I will pretty much leave it there. Hope everyone is well and happy, and I'll catch you next clip, folks. Cheers! Bonus, potting up an asparagus seedling. Can't complain about that. There you go, little fella. Pop him around the side of the house.